Let's take a little self-test on the concepts of necessary and sufficient causes or conditions. Are these statements, I should say, true or false? Being a mammal is a sufficient condition for being human. Let's see, that would mean that being a mammal would be enough, all by itself, to make you a human being. That's clearly false. Let's do another. Being human is a necessary condition for being a mammal. That would mean that you must be a human in order to be a mammal. And that, too, is clearly false. How about this one? Being human is a sufficient condition for being a mammal. That would mean that being human all by itself would place me in the mammalian species, and that is clearly true. Passing the CPE is a necessary condition for graduation. Well, that would mean that I can't graduate unless I passed the CPE, which is true. Passing the CPE is a sufficient condition for graduation. That would mean that passing the CPE is enough all by itself for me to graduate, and that is clearly false. Being a female is a necessary condition for becoming pregnant. That means that you can't get pregnant unless you are a female, and that is clearly true. Electrocution is a necessary but not sufficient condition for death. Well, this is very interesting. Let's see. That would mean that you couldn't die unless you were electrocuted, and that is clearly false. How about this one? Electrocution is a sufficient but not a necessary condition for death. That means being electrocuted all by itself will cause you to die, and that is very, very true. Being a female sibling is a necessary and sufficient condition for being a sister. Okay, this means two things. First, in order to be a sister, you must be female and have a sibling, that is to say, a brother or a sister. Second, if you are a female and have a sibling, that by itself is enough to make you a sister. And both of these statements are true. This concludes this segment of a multi-part lecture on induction. Please proceed to the next segment.